Hello, Year 6. This is your PSHE for Wednesday afternoon. So you'll need your book, your Smart Moves book. So if you haven't got that with you, you need to go and get that. So pause the video whilst you fetch it. And we're going to be working on pages 6 and 7 of the book. Okay, I'll show you in a moment. So this is quite interesting because you've just, hopefully all of you now know what secondary school you're going to, and hopefully that's been good news for all of you. What the next move is to think about transport and how you're getting to school. I'm just going to have to plug my laptop in, so if you just bear with me for a second. I'm going to have to move. Right, let's go over here. Sorry about this, it's just suddenly my battery's about to go. Okay, it's better. Right, so I'm going to share the screen with you just to show you what we're doing today. So you're thinking about your transport to school, your journey to your secondary school, and how that's going to work. Where is it? There we go. Okay, so it says on page 7, hi, I'm Tom. Can you help me think about how I get to secondary school? So we've got a fictional character. We're going to think about his journey to school. So the first thing to think about is, how do you get to school at the moment? And then it says, what might change about Tom's journey to school? So we can see that Tom, when he's going to his primary school, is in a car with his mum on his way to school. So he gets taken to school by car and mum drops him off. Presumably mum picks him up as well. So what you need to think about is how his journey might change. It might be that his secondary school is a little bit further away. It might be that mum isn't going to drive him anymore. Some of the secondary schools are really, really busy in the morning, so it's really not a good idea to drive if you can help it. It might be that it needs a bus journey, even a train journey. Some of you might be getting the train over to Davison or something like that. So have a think about how Tom's journey to school might change, and fill in those sections. It's probably a good idea to work with a parent. If you've got a parent childcare at home with you, hopefully you have, and they're not too busy doing their own working from home, if they can spend a little bit of time with you on this, because you might not know all the answers to these questions. Okay, so what challenges might Tom face on his new journey? Let's say Tom might have to get the bus. So what challenges do you think he might face? There are all sorts of things that might be tricky. He might not know which bus stop to get off at. He might lose his bus pass. He might be late and miss the bus. So what sort of challenges, if you have a think about that and fill in those sections there, what challenges might Tom face on his new journey, if we assume that he's now getting the bus to his secondary school? He's probably a little bit nervous about getting the bus, I should think. Okay, so now it says, think about your journey and complete the box. It says, when I go to secondary school, I will travel by. So this is where you probably need to speak to whoever looks after you, just to work out how you're going to travel to your new school. If you haven't thought about it already, now is a good time, because the whole idea where it says what smart moves can help you with your journey to secondary school, the smart move here is planning ahead, is thinking about it, and maybe doing the journey during the summer. When my older daughter first went to Davison, we did the walk to the station and the train journey and the walk from the station to school in the summer holidays, just so that we did it a few times, just so that she knew where she was going and what she was doing, and that helps you to be less anxious about it. So it might be that it's the same. You might have the same journey to school. It might be that if you're going on a bike, you need to think about the safest route to get to school. So all of these things, you've got plenty of time to be thinking about them, so that when it comes to September and you start your new secondary school, you're not so anxious as you might be. Okay, so the last bit to fill in says what smart moves can help you with your journey to secondary school. So have a discussion with somebody at home about what you're going to do to make sure that you have a safe journey to secondary school, and that you're happy with how you're getting there. Okay, we will, of course, I mean, we're going to carry on with this scheme when you get back into school. And so anything that came up and you want to ask questions about and you don't, or you might want to discuss with other people at school, are people taking the same route as you? Are there people that you know that you could walk with or get the bus with? When you get back into school, it will be easier to talk to people about this. So we will go over this a little bit more detail next week before we move on to the next section in the book, which is about getting enough sleep. So if you've got any questions or worries, please don't hesitate to contact us. You've got my email address, you've got Mr. Stradrick's email address, and we're here to help you if you need it. Okay, so that is Wednesday's PSHE, and I hope you have a good afternoon.